and welcome to Just Us Thinking. I'm your host, Michael.
And I'm your co-host, Rebecca.
And I'm your AV guy, Mikey.
But before we start our show, we're going to kick it over to Hannah and Jess over at Wicked Wanderings. They have a little message for us.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Jess. We're the hosts of the Wicked Wanderings podcast.
Join us every Wednesday as we explore the mysteries of true crime,
the paranormal,
and all things creepy.
We'll take you on a journey through well-known cases
and stories off the beaten path that are sure to leave an impression.
So stay curious,
keep exploring, and always remember to keep on wandering.
Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And we are back to our regular shows, aren't we?
We are. We just finished the trauma series.
We did. That went a couple of weeks, 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yep.
So now we're getting back to our regular episodes that we're going to do. Hopefully have a little more fun with them.
We are.
Now, we are sitting here drinking, what is this? What did I say this was?
It's from Kimmel Orchard.
Kimmel Orchard, and it's a Sweet 25.
Yes, it is.
So we have our wine.
Very nice white wine.
A very nice white wine. Very sweet.
Or like a sweet wine,
It's a sweet wine, but it's still a white wine.
Yep.
It's do they call these dessert wines?
Some places do, yeah.
Okay, so it's a dessert wine.
Okay.
We already had dinner, so this is our dessert.
Yes, it is.
We're drinking our dessert today.
Yes, we are.
Speaking of a little bit of recreational fun.
Yeah.
We have a show today, don't we?
Yep, this is going to be an interesting one.
So the episode we're recording now is Dancing with Mary Jane.
Yep.
So
I like when you first say that, like I think of that Casey Musgrave song where it's the Mary Jane show or Mary Jane song.
I think of Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Oh, that's a good one too.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Musical references.
Oh,
we
yeah.
love them. Now, do you know what Mary Jane is, Mikey?
I do not. When you first said it, the first thing that came to my mind was Spider-Man. So I was thinking, oh, cool, a Spider-Man show.
Yes. No.
I wonder what they call it nowadays. Like, what do you like?
Yeah, what do you call it?
What
nowadays?
do you guys call it now?
I mean, what people mostly do is just vape. I mean, that's just what most people do.
But no,
specifically, vape is different.
Specifically for marijuana, what do you guys like? What do you hear it being called as?
Yeah, what's the hip word for it now?
I mean, I just hear it called as like, oh God, I don't remember what they call it anymore.
Okay.
Okay, so Mary Jane, weed.
Yeah.
What are some of the names we know from this? Mary Jane, weed.
Pot. Yeah, I mean that's the big one.
Yeah, pot's the big one.
I don't know how many nicknames does it have.
A ton. Because it's been illegal so long that you have to call it different shit.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is. Like it's weird how now people don't even, bat an eye over it anymore.
I know.
It's like everywhere.
I know. It's crazy.
It's like CVS and Walgreens. Like, you have now instead of that, you have like a smoke shop on every corner.
Yeah.
Or like two.
Or, yeah.
If you're lucky, just two.
If you're lucky, just two. Yeah, it's almost like they're pairing them up like this. You're right. Now that you said it, that kind of, I see it now.
Yeah.
I do.
I think there's a couple in Benson that are near, like, the Ted and Wally's.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Ice cream. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Where are you going to find the weed shop? It's right next to an ice cream parlor. Where do you think it's going to be?
Exactly.
Because you get the munchies.
Yep.
So we're going to start this off because CBD versus THC. Now marijuana is THC.
Right.
So marijuana, weed, pot, whatever you want to call it, that's generally THC.
Okay.
But the CBD is what?
CBD, I think, is just the hemp portion of it, right?
Well, yeah, because it's like the hemp derived that has less than like 3.3% THC.
Okay.
So basically, CBD is supposed to be the stuff that you can get and use without getting in trouble at work.
Yes, it is.
And it's basically, there's supposed to be healing factors to it, right? Or pain. What it helps with pain.
That's a lot of things people say. It helps with pain, anxiety. I know there's a bunch of other medical benefits that we'll talk about later.
Right. So, and then I hate to say it this way. Sorry, people that like to enjoy. When you guys start listing all the stuff that this stuff does,
Yeah.
you start to sound like a snake oil salesman. This will clear baldness.
Yeah.
This will put hair on your chest. This will regrow that toe you lost when you were a kid. I mean, the claims
That's
seem
actually pretty funny.
I mean, the claims are like crazy, isn't it?
They are, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's treatment of anxiety, addiction, psychosis, movement disorders, and pain.
Movement disorders.
Yeah.
Like what kind of movement disorders?
Let me see.
You're going to look it up.
I am looking it up.
Movement disorders. What's a movement disorder?
They're clinical syndromes with either an excess of movement or a paucity, Paucity, of voluntary and involuntary movements.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean now. Parkinson's.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Now, CBD.
So you made me spill all that for, and you knew it was already Parkinson's.
I didn't know what it was until
Really?
you started reading what it was, and it's like like you know how they like spasm and shake and
Yeah.
people have that.
Yeah.
Apparently, this helps calm them down. And as soon as you said it, I remembered. You refreshed my memory.
All right.
So CBD is legal in 47 states.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's pretty much legal.
That's like
all
90 some percent, 90 something percent.
over. Now you're going to do the math.
No.
Well, then why are you saying the math?
Mikey, do the math for me.
Yeah, you're wanting him to do math.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Our show's not that long.
Okay. Well, and it's so the CBD is legal in 47 states.
Right. Now Delta 8, which is now Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, all these like different strains and
Yeah.
stuff that they have. I know Delta 8 is illegal in 14 states.
Wow.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Which means it's legal in the rest of them. And I'm not doing the math either. So
36.
There you go. See? I wasn't going to do the math. I wanted other people to do the math.
Well, that's simple math, so.
I know, but we're doing a show on marijuana, and I tell you, people who are on this stuff can't do simple math.
Well, yeah. Maybe not.
Yeah, you count to 10 and you get confused halfway through and thought you needed something to drink or eat.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So now that goes to with marijuana, it's legal in 26 states.
It is, yes.
So do you see the line there?
Yeah, the recreational.
Recreational. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking about recreational. That's
Yeah.
26 states. So CBD is valid in 47. Delta is 36, and then recreational is 26. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, because there's also the recreational and then medical side of it. So
For the math out there, 26 states is over 50%.
yes, it is.
Just to let you know. We'll do some math
Okay.
just because we're on the subject.
Good job, baby.
Thank you. I'm glad you were with me.
About time
on
you
that
helped
one.
me out with that.
Yeah, sorry. Now, are you dropping your wine?
No, I dropped the coaster.
Be careful. You need to learn how to pick up. You need to learn how to control your alcohol.
That I do, yeah.
Now, there's God. So we've been to Colorado.
We have.
More on that in a minute, but
Okay.
We walked around a couple of these shops.
We did.
I've been curious, so we kind of walked around and looked around.
Yeah.
I tell you, if I go into a liquor store, I can find something I like. I can understand it. Okay, I know what this is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
When you go into one of these stores, now this is like, no, Nebraska's not, we're not legal. We're not recreational for marijuana here at all.
Right.
But we do have Delta 8 gummies. We have CBD. We have all that. The shops here are confusing.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know where I know having options is good, but it's almost like there's too many options. Because I was reading, on the Delta 8, there's, like you said, there's Delta 8, there's Delta 9, there's 10.
There's Delta THC.
And then there was like 6 other different ones that had like different acronyms. And you're like, what the heck?
So, and I asked, and I said, what does what? He goes, well, that depends on what you want to do. Do you want this? And I'm like...
He pulled out like a little cheat sheet.
Yeah. And I'm like... if I wanted to just get high, now I got to take a crash course in marijuana economics. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
I walked out. I didn't buy anything because I was confused the first time.
I know.
I was like, I don't know what that is.
Well, and what kind of surprised me was, to get into one. Like you
walk through the door.
Well, no, and then you have to like show ID, and you have
Here
to.
You don't, do you? That one over by the bowling alley. We've never showed ID in that one.
We haven't. No.
No, we walked in there, and here's the thing: we go to the marijuana store. It's not a marijuana store here in Nebraska. It's the what is it called here? The smoke shop
or vape shops.
Vape shop. So whatever. It's the marijuana legal equivalent here in Nebraska.
Yeah.
We go to that store and we buy your red monsters.
Yep, my ultra red ones.
So it's the only place you can find it.
Yes, it is.
You're so pissed off about this.
I am.
Like we go in there, they're probably thinking, "Oh, they're going to get a sale." They're like, "No, we're just here. We're just here for the monsters."
I'm just here for my ultra red monsters. Please and thank you.
They have to be getting pissed off at you for that. Yeah. Just telling you.
I tried to talk the guy into like selling me a case, and he wouldn't.
Well, good news is you did. I think he finally said, "Just go to Sam's Club and buy it yourself." You bitch.
And I can't find it at Sam's Club. I looked online, and they don't sell it.
Yeah. See, So we have to go to the fake marijuana shop to get your monsters.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, like going back to going into one, I remember in Colorado, they had, when you first walked in the door, you had that separate room.
Right.
They checked your IDs and then they buzzed you into another room.
Right.
Like, wow.
Well, yeah. I'm sure you gotta be very careful.
Yeah.
You don't want someone in there as a minor to go in there.
Well, I guess that's true.
And then you go in there and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I don't know the world there.
I don't either, because I'm like,
I don't know what you. Back in my day, if you wanted to get high, you found some guy on the side of the street, and you slipped him a 20,
and you didn't know what you were getting,
and you got it back, and who knows? Maybe sometimes it was skunk weed, sometimes you got Maui Wowie. There was all kinds of stuff you got. Listen, I remember those days, mainly because I was on the other side of the dealers. I was. I guess I talked myself into the corner here, didn't I?
You did, yeah. But it's just amazing, like how many the names for like all the flowers and stuff that they have.
The names was out there too.
Yeah.
I remember going to roll call and have to hear like, okay, this is what we're doing, and this is what they're called, and this is what it is. So we always had the names, but it was very, very specific,
Yeah.
But no, it's just kind of different now. So,
Okay.
But back then it was you know it was, you know, you got flour, you got a baggie full of weed, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
Now you have gummies, you have flowers, you have vapes, you have, you know, cookies, candy, chocolate, all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's a literal smorgasbord of shit to get high.
I know, it's nuts.
I mean,
and they're making good money on it too. So.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and that was another thing. Like the ones that we went to in Colorado, they only accepted cash, didn't they?
yeah, some of them. Well, and they had an ATM out front. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you cat?
Yeah.
Who's paying with a credit card in these? I'd like to put this on my debit card. I want to get the miles.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Let's see, and it's all a cash business.
Yeah.
It's always been a cash
Yeah.
business, people. Come on, get over it. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. Now, here's the one thing that... Now, there's vape. The vapes... And here's the thing. The gummies and the vapes and the chocolate and all that stuff, you don't have the smell.
Right.
I remember walking by someone that was smoking, and I got a hell of a headache.
Yeah.
And it just... I'm like... You know what? Even if I wanted to partake, the shit gave me a headache. I'm like, just smelling it gave me a headache. That sucked.
Yeah, it's that contact high where you're like, oh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's now there's also these like tours you could do, right?
Yeah. So in our hotel in Colorado, they had, you know how they have all those like bookcases, or not bookcases, but the display cases with all the tourist attractions and
yeah,
stuff.
all the pamphlets, right?
Like they had weed farm tours in there.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Isn't that crazy?
And like, I remember our hotel in Colorado also had like in their welcome packet, like the do's and don'ts of
Yep.
marijuana in the city or out in public or anything like that.
Yep, I remember seeing that. Now we were in Denver, Colorado. We got a hotel because we were there for a bowling tournament.
Right.
We didn't know. We had no clue. We were kind of blindsided because we went up to our room and it smelled like marijuana.
Right.
I
yeah.
mean, we got off the elevator and it was like instant contact
Yeah.
high.
It
And
was
I'm like,
crazy.
so I didn't know. I had no clue. So I called the front desk because I'm like, I do not want these some bitches coming to me saying, you were smoking marijuana in my room.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we don't. We don't do that. So I called them and I said, hey, we don't smoke, but there's a horrible smell of marijuana here.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we don't do that. We're not here for that, And then I found out that they said something about, oh, it's floors 5 and above are marijuana friendly.
Right.
What? The whole hotel smelled.
Right. I mean, I think we were pretty high up though, weren't we?
We're on the 4th floor.
Yeah.
So the 5th floor was going out on the staircase.
But no, the smoke rises.
Well, not that.
No. Well, no, people were doing it down in the stairwell.
Oh,
and we were right next to the stairwell, so that's where it was coming up from. But yeah, that was another thing that we didn't know when we went there. Like weed hotels versus non-weed hotels.
Yeah, so if you go to a state that has weed or marijuana or whatever you want to call it, there are marijuana hotels, there are non-marijuana hotels, and then there's some that are like 50-50. We were in a 50-50, and if you're in a 50-50, you're going to get a contact high.
Right.
Period.
Exactly.
So kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that trip was, because that trip was really eye-opening for a lot of things, but especially that because I didn't realize, what you had to do to get into a shop, like I said, the hotels, the tours. I mean, it's just crazy how that like industry has just like blown up and it's
worth millions.
Yeah.
Now, this is where it's going to get kind of interesting where So it's legal in a lot of these states.
Yeah.
Now, I guess my question is can you do this? And I mean, like, I know some jobs drug test.
Yeah.
So if if it's legal, is it still showing up on a drug test, and can you still get fired for it?
That's actually a very interesting question, because even though some states have legalized it, the federal government still considers it an illegal drug.
Okay, so even though it's legal on the state level, it's still illegal on the federal level.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. So what do jobs do on this?
So I guess it's kind of declining in the last few years. Many employers still do drug tests, but it's random, or if they suspect an employee is on drugs. So,
Okay.
But like your federal employees or like certain professionals, like pilots, they can't do it.
What? I don't want I don't want my pilot high. Sorry.
No. So I guess like some of those like laws that the companies can test for is like when the employee has a job that can threaten public safety.
Okay.
When a medical examination is required for fitness of duty.
Okay.
And then when there is reason to believe the employee is under the influence at work.
Oh, okay. So the reality here is if you have a desk job and you're not flying a plane,
Yeah.
and you're not, rolling a bowl at the office.
Yeah, you're good. Keep it in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah, you may want to check with your company's policies for that. Just check before you start doing it, because, well, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Hey, boss, do you guys drug test? Is marijuana legal? Well, congratulations, you're going for a drug test. If you're asking, that means you're partaking.
Well, and another interesting thing is that as of September 2022, there's 7 states that have a law limiting the ability of employers to take adverse action against workers for off-duty marijuana use.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So it looks like it's California, Connecticut, Missouri, Montana, New Jersey, New York, and Rhode Island.
Okay.
That's kind of interesting, the New York, New Jersey, and Rhode Island.
Not really. New York. Look how many people are there.
Well, that's true, yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. I didn't,
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Now, if you're traveling with this stuff, make sure you don't go to a state that you can't partake, because that's going to get really messy really quickly.
quick.
Now, I'm going to leave this one up to you.
So what's interesting, like when you travel, like especially, via airplane.
Yep, the wonderful TSA.
TSA, yep.
TSA people, yep.
Now, you can actually carry on or have it in your check bags CBD and it can have THC in it as well, but it has to be under 0.3%.
So you can have CBD, which is the hemp derived, and less than 0.03% of THC.
Right.
On an airplane.
Yeah. Now, is that like, so say you have one vape cartridge. Can you have only one, or can you have like up to, I don't know.
What's a vape? How much is in a vape cartridge? Whatever that is. I want to say cartilage. Cartridge. And a pear tree. I don't know how much is in there.
I don't know.
We don't know enough about the subject to be doing a show.
We'd have to like look at one, because I'm sure there's like, like in states where it's the Delta 8 and stuff, I know that has like a very, very low percentage of the THC.
Okay, well, I guess back to the weed shop.
Yep.
We gotta do more research.
So,
don't you love your job?
I do. Oh, yeah.
We could talk about whatever we want, and then some of the research takes us to the craziest places, right?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, though, right? I mean, so now we went through where you can go. Now, there's the states that are recreational legal. What are those states?
So those are California, Washington.
I think that's supposed to be Colorado.
Oh, yeah. Well, California's down the list later.
Well, I know, but I thought you were going in order.
So let me start over. So it's Colorado, Washington, Alaska, Oregon, Washington, D.C., good old California. And then you're going to go kind of over to the other side of the states, Maine and Massachusetts. And then Nevada, Michigan, Vermont, Guam.
Guam's not a state.
It was listed.
It's still not a state. They're a U.S. territory, but go on.
This one's kind of surprising too. Illinois.
Okay.
And then you have Arizona, Montana, New Jersey, New York, Virginia, New Mexico, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maryland, Missouri, Delaware, Minnesota, and Ohio.
Nebraska's not on that list.
They're not.
You son of a bitch. Now, I think
we get the ones that have the less than 0.3%. That's what we get.
Yeah. Now, I think Iowa next to us is medical, aren't they?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think South Dakota above us might be medical. I'm not 100% with South Dakota.
See, that was what was interesting too. I think they approved it and then it was taken back.
Yep.
So I haven't heard too much more about that.
And I want to say Arkansas is medical.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy with that in.
See, and that's why Nebraska doesn't make it legal.
Yeah.
Because you have Colorado, you have Missouri. So you know how Nebraska is, and they try to, catch all people coming in from, like fireworks.
Yeah. So here's my problem with Nebraska with this. I don't care what side you're on this, whether you partake or you don't.
Right.
Whether you care it, listen, if you want to do it, that's your business.
Yeah.
And I'm okay. I really want to stay out of people's business. Okay. But I got to look at it from a business standpoint. Okay.
Okay.
Why am I ruining all my revenue I could make for this? I mean, it's a revenue stream.
Right.
And
just like casinos.
I still think we need... our potholes are bad here. And I think marijuana sales in this state can go to pretty much fixing potholes.
That would be nice. Yeah.
You get it?
Potholes. Yeah, I get it.
Just in case you're missing it there.
Nope, I got it.
So it's still illegal on the federal level, which it's only... I mean, if it's legal in 26 states, eventually that's how things become, law, and that's how things change, is because it slowly changes, and eventually all the states will, say it's legal, and then the federal government says, yeah.
Which I'm kind of surprised at how our government is. I'm surprised they haven't legalized it yet.
Well,
not to get too political or anything, but
it's a touchy subject. I think sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's drugs equal crime. I think that's what they say.
Yeah.
People aren't robbing a bank on marijuana.
No.
They might get popped up on PCP or angel dust or cocaine or an 8-ball or something like that, and then end up doing stupid things. But generally, the only crime someone on marijuana is going to commit is a crime on a pantry. Okay, let's be honest here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is true, but they say, it's almost like if you're drinking too much, you have that contact high, or you have that high, and you're just not it's almost like drinking. You're not aware. Like, so they don't recommend driving as well.
Well, yeah, driving under the influence is bad.
Yeah.
Whether it's alcohol or marijuana.
Right.
But realistically, what's the difference at this point? What's the difference between, we're sitting here having wine,
Yeah.
and there's more people that get angry and get in fights over drinking alcohol than they do of smoking some marijuana.
Yeah.
There are more crimes committed with alcohol than there is weed.
Okay.
I just disagree with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Now I partake in a glass of wine, and now I don't get drunk.
Right.
I don't like to do that, but I do like to every once in a while have a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
I don't know. If eventually it'll come around. Now here's my issue with it too. Firearms and Mary Jane.
Ooh.
They don't go together.
No, they don't.
So if you want your rights for a firearm, you can't partake.
Right.
Sorry.
And I mean, with firearms, you can't really take those into bars either, right?
Well, no, you really can't. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't. You can drink. It's like if I want to get drunk this weekend and then I go to work on Monday and I'm carrying a gun or whatever, no one cares.
Okay.
I could drink when it gets it out of my system. I could carry a gun.
Yeah.
If you smoke marijuana, you're done. No firearms.
Yep. That's good. Good rule.
No, it isn't. It's a horrible rule. Why is that a good rule?
Not to carry while you're high?
I don't think you should carry when you're high, but if you got high over the weekend and then the weekend's over and you're back on to normal, you shouldn't have a firearm?
Oh, no. I thought you meant...
No.
Okay, never mind.
Again, Are you paying attention?
Yes, but you said it like... You said like you shouldn't...
You shouldn't lose your firearm rights just because you smoked a little marijuana.
Right. Right. Okay.
That doesn't mean doing it while you're carrying. I do not want some drunk dumbass out there carrying a firearm.
I don't either.
Any more than I want someone out there high as fuck.
Yeah. Exactly.
When you're drunk, you're like, and you get crazy and you don't pay attention. You shoot this, I don't want someone getting high in my house or a buddy of mine over, and then someone like jumps out on the TV because we're watching a scary movie, and he pulls out a gun and caps my TV because he forgot it was a movie. Okay?
Fair enough.
That doesn't mean that when he's not high that he shouldn't carry a firearm or he shouldn't have access or go to the shooting range and have fun.
Right, and I agree with you on that.
That's not what you said. Because you aren't paying attention.
So I was confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused. It doesn't take much, so...
I know. And you had a little wine. So.
Exactly.
All right. So, I don't know. I think that needs to change.
Yeah.
I think marijuana should be treated more like alcohol. Mm-hmm. It should be in the same classification.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Now, Coke, 8-ball, shit like that, stuff that can kill you.
Yeah,
it's a whole other ball game.
Yep.
But, I mean... I don't know. It's most of the people that smoke are probably the most chillaxed people I've met. They're like, hey,
they're like, hey, girl.
You and this hate. You are dying to make that happen.
I am. Yes.
No. But you're like, hey, what's going on? And you're like, dude, man. I'm like. Did I stand up when you came in? No. Dude, I was like, I stood up in my head. You sound like from, what's the turtle from Finding Nemo?
Oh my God, I lost it. I don't know his name.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, you sound like him.
You sound like him.
Do I sound like him?
You do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do have my weed voice, and that's you know what? How I have that voice?
Yeah.
It's my surfer voice slowed down.
Okay.
Do you know that? Like,
yeah.
Dude, I'm like totally gonna catch the waves. It's like awesome, man. Dude, I'm like totally high right now, man. Dude. Puff, pass, man. No, you're going too fast. See, it's the same voice, slower.
Okay.
That's all it is. See, there's my secret, people. It's out. Now you know how to do it. Talk like a surfer and then slow it down. That is your weed voice.
All righty.
So now I will tell you, I grew up really against marijuana.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. That was partly because of my line of work.
Okay.
That was partly because it was told, oh, it's evil. It's a gateway drug. If you smoke one joint and you're going to be doing PCP jumping off the Empire State Building. Okay. I mean, that's what they said.
Yeah.
So that's not, it's, I know people that have been smoking it for years and they don't do PCP off the top of the, it's just not happening. They're not up there taking a line off King Kong's dong and jumping off the building. It's just not happening.
They're not?
No, it doesn't happen.
Okay. Are you sure?
If you're doing PCP off King Kong's dong, you got other problems. You got a much bigger problem than I could ever tell you.
Yes,
here.
you do.
But then I watched a video, and it was a guy he couldn't feed himself. He was shaking so bad.
Wow.
He was an older gentleman, and he was shaking so bad, and his son would come over, and his son would have to feed him, and they had a special spoon.
Okay.
That he could try to feed with himself, and it was almost like a self-leveling spoon.
Oh,
that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I watched this video, and it was a guy. You could tell the video started with him shaking like crazy. You're like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, you can't feed yourself when you're doing that. That's just not going to happen. And then you could see throughout the video that the son was giving him something to puff on.
Okay.
Well, guess what that was? He was dancing.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just say that.
All right.
And then by the end of when it got to the end of the video, and it must have been like a 5-minute video, only 5 minutes.
Okay.
By the end of the video, you could see that the hand was not shaking nearly as much.
Wow.
Now, don't get me wrong. It was still shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
But that his son was able to give him a bowl, and he was able to eat, and he was able to feed himself.
Oh, wow.
That was kind of my aha moment of, well, what are the medical benefits of this?
Yeah.
Could it help? And I mean, I tell you, most of the people that I know that are smoking, it causes laziness. Okay.
Yeah.
I get that. Causes you, the munchies.
Yeah.
But the medical, God, I just see so many people that are in pain that take this, and it helps relieve some of the pain.
Right.
Now, I'm not a very big, I hate taking pills.
Yeah, you do.
I don't like going and seeing the doctors, and all that artificial crap that they're putting in these pills. They just mask the pain, and it's expensive as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these pills are more expensive. Why do you think people are trying to go down and get some weed to relax a little bit?
Yep.
So I don't know. I think they need to get away from the stigmata of weed is bad and you're evil if you do it. We need to get away from that mentality, and we need to start looking and saying, can this really help people? Is this better? And will that do better for them?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, in those cases like that, yeah, I mean, I can see, someone totally wanting to do it because that would, probably give them a chance to be, a little bit more independent. Normal, be able to eat or, just anything. Like it's, like you said, it's crazy how it can help with that stuff. Yeah,
I really think it really needs to be reevaluated. Instead of saying this is horrible, why don't you say, you know what? Let's study this. Let's see what this actually does. Is this really a miracle thing? Is it snake oil? Let's get down to the root so we can start helping people with, I don't know, could it help with mental health?
It could. I mean,
Physical
hopefully
pain.
that's something that they are researching. I would think so.
If it's still legal, that they can't get government grants to do it.
Oh,
You see?
Yeah. Okay.
If it's illegal on the federal level, studies are all off of grants and shit like that.
Okay.
So, if it's illegal, you can't really do that. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. So I don't know.
That does make sense. Okay.
Kind of crazy, but I don't know. What is your take on it?
I mean, I personally, I don't think it's that bad. I don't know. So I mean, I'm not really like gung ho, like you shouldn't do it. But I mean, I just think that, you should be able to do it responsibly if you want to in the privacy of your own home. If you want to, I mean, it's not like, you know, it's not like you're going all psychotic.
Yeah. No.
So,
and if you do, then that's not for you. I
Yeah.
guess that's
Yep.
that's the story there.
if you do, don't do it again.
Right. I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. I thought we for not really having a lot on this topic, I thought we did pretty good.
We did, yeah.
Anybody that actually know. Here's the thing. Anybody that listens to us that knows anything about this topic knows we're amateurs. Sorry, guys.
Total amateurs.
Now, educate us. Let us know in the comments. Let us know, reach out, email us. Kind of let us know. And if you want to be a guest on our show about the subject,
Yeah,
I'm always listening,
Yeah, we'd love to have you on if you want to.
because we need someone better than us that knows what the hell they're talking about. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could go visit a tour or visit a farm in Colorado and get their take on it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's like going to a pusher trying to,
Well, okay, yeah, that's true.
I want a, they're trying to sell it, so they're going to sell all the good shit, but they're going to be the snake oil salesman. This serves, this will make your dick straight. I mean, they could say all kinds of shit. You don't know.
That's true. Okay.
This helped Lance Armstrong grow his testicle back. I don't know what they're going to say. I mean, they could say whatever the hell they want. He only has one testicle. You didn't know that? God damn.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's big. It's big news.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's old news too, if I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it's old news. It's cancer or something. I don't know. Could if he started smoking, could that have fixed it?
Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah. He might have kept both of them. Who knows?
Might have.
But then then he couldn't ride a bike because then is it performance enhancing drugs? No. All right.
No.
So if you like our show, you like to hear, talk, enjoy our shows, Facebook, Instagram, and X is for you. You can find us at Just Us Thinking.
Yep. And then you can listen to us on any of the podcast players like iHeart, Spotify, Apple, the new YouTube Music, Amazon, and Samsung.
You keep saying it's like the new YouTube Music. YouTube Music's been out there.
Well, didn't they take it over from somebody?
Well, yeah, it's still been there.
Okay. Okay, so you're not so new YouTube Music.
That is now taken over from Google Podcast.
Okay.
Google owns YouTube. Got it?
Yep, I got it.
All right.
Where can people watch us at?
YouTube, Rumble, and TikTok.
All right.
As long as TikTok sticks around. So
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get banned here.
Yep. So we're definitely curious on this subject. We've done a little research on it, but because we're not tokers or whatever you call them, we're not deadheads or anything like that. Whatever it's called now, we don't.
Yeah, I don't know what they call them now.
I don't either.
What do they call them now, Mikey?
I have no clue. I don't know what people call them anymore.
Good answer. Good answer. That was a test. You passed.
With flying colors.
Yep. See, we want to make sure he wasn't,
Yeah.
smoking in the bathroom or anything at school or anything.
Smoking in the boys' room.
You're vaping in the boys' room.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have the same tone
know.
anymore. That's our show. Let's leave it there.
Alrighty, bye everybody.
From dreadful and distasteful human deeds to curious and cantankerous crimes, preternatural and petrifying paranormal phenomena to captivating and covert cryptids, List from Ouch, Was That a Ghost? Has you covered. Quench your thirst for the unknown every Thursday with the newest episode. If you're looking for intriguing cases with a sprinkle of comedic relief, look no further. Find and listen to Ouch, Was That a Ghost? Anywhere podcasts are available.